What does he think we're stupid? And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him?
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Please welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real MVPs. So lovely, I came across this video on my For You and I thought to share where Candace and Wes and other mega supporters are all out to cry and share their frustrations. They go as far as to talk about how they needed him to be impeached because this is not exactly what he promised them. That during his own term, everything is just falling out of place. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any bullying and harassment. Alright, lovely.
What does he think we're stupid? And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him?
Yeah, Donald Trump. Listen, man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one.
It blows me away. It blows me away that these people are now people like Candace Owens, Dave Smith, Joe Rogan, Dave Portnoy. They're coming in droves. All of them saying that they regret voting for Trump. That I don't know. That, oh my God, that I didn't know. That if I would have known. You all knew. It really is an insult to your own intelligence to think that this was a good idea. That somehow the con man had a change of heart and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I'm a sweetheart now. No, the dude has always been a liar and an asshole. What is it now that made you think that he was gonna be any different than when he was from his days of stifling people in New York? He like has probably 300 different lawsuits on like not paying people, on harassment, on sexual harassment, like everything. You have all the information that you need. This is the same with Latinos for Trump. Bro, but you people are like, a lot of you are like celebrities. You have like access to even more information than the average Joe. Yet somehow you still voted for him and now you're regretting it. The only good thing that's coming out of it is that at least I'm seeing some honesty from a lot of people. But it will help us for the midterms.
So Candace Owens is calling out the hypocrisy of Donald Trump. And I have no problem with that. I think she should. But what was funny in the clip, she asked, does Donald Trump think that we're stupid? If I'm not mistaken, this is the same man that said he loves the uneducated. So yes, I think Donald Trump thinks that the American people are dumb. Like, what kind of question was that? Like, are some of y'all so mad that y'all really mad that y'all were MAGA this and MAGA that and Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that? And for him not to be, you know, for him to be a flip-flopper and not stand 10 toes down on a lot of things? I mean, what do y'all want? Like, I mean, what did you expect? Y'all be riding for a man like, y'all be riding for the man like he's God's second coming or something. Like he's a prophet or all this. It's like, no. So, yeah, Donald Trump thinks the American people are stupid.
There are a lot of hardworking immigrants in this country that are building this.
And you voted against every single solitary one of them. You did. You have a construction company filled with all these hardworking immigrants, yet you voted for the guy that literally started off his run to the White House in 2015 by demonizing some of those same people. It can happen to you. You're one of those it can happen to you type voters, aren't you? You're perfectly okay with cruelty as long as it doesn't happen to you. But when it happens to you, it's a problem now. Listen, let me get one thing straight, okay? Men like yourself, men like you, have always been a detriment to forward progress in this country. A lot of people won't tell you that, but I will. It is your selfish nature that continues to haunt all of us. All of us. Quick question. You hired all these hardworking people. Did you think they were criminals? So then why in the fuck would you vote against them? And now it has happened to you. Now there's a problem. Now there's a problem. Do you understand? Your xenophobia pales in comparison to the xenophobia of one Stephen Miller, who has been at Trump's side since 2015, 2016, when he won the first time. And Stephen Miller doesn't like brown people. He's not very fond of black folks either, but he doesn't like brown people. He doesn't like people speaking Spanish. Stephen Miller has made no secret of this. None. He is part of the architecture that is Project 2025. He probably helped to draft Agenda 47. I would not be surprised if he did. And it is Stephen Miller's immigration policy that has hurt you. The quickest and easiest way to make sure Stephen Miller doesn't mess with your business is to make sure that Stephen Miller isn't anywhere near the levers of power. But again, this is why men like you are the detriment to the rest of us. It's your selfish nature, buddy. Pretty sure you call yourself a Christian, wanting brown people kicked out of here, and then electing somebody that doesn't like brown people at all, who has somebody on his staff who definitely doesn't like brown people at all. Not very Christ-like, is it? And the only reason you even making these videos is because it hit you. The selfishness is what keeps us back. The selfishness. You are now reckoning with the choices you made in defense of somebody who told you exactly what he was going to do, and who has somebody on his staff who definitely told you what he was going to do. He wrote it down in a book, and the only reason you care is because it affected you. You understand there's a reason that the voting populace has wrote off white men completely. Oh, sure, the Republican and Democratic Party will cater to you. They will. Don't get me wrong. They'll listen to your concerns. They will make policies that benefit you. But the rest of us, we don't depend on y'all for shit. Because at the end of the day, it will be about your interest as opposed to everyone else's. Stephen Miller does not like brown people. If you speak a lick of Spanish, he wants you gone. He has been saying this for 10 years. He has been saying this to Donald Trump for 10 years. And then Donald Trump, being the useful puppet that he is, goes up and repeats it. And here you are. Yeah, build that wall. And then you realize that your business, the one that you make money off of, the one that you feed your family with, is made up of a lot of immigrants. Like you said, hardworking people that are building things. You might as well have just looked at all of them and said, hey, you know, I don't like none of you. All of you got to go. You said that with your vote. You damn sure did. Trump hasn't changed. How much support did you give him? Did you vote for him all 3 times? Or did you just vote him for the last 2 or the first 2 or what have you? You look like an all 3 times kind of guy. And now you make videos complaining about the policies put in place by the guy you voted for. You even said it. I didn't vote for this. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. You only care now because them pockets got hit. You and all your other construction friends who probably all voted Republican, probably all supported Donald Trump, and now all of you are hurting. I didn't vote for this. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did. So here is a moment of reflection. I'm pretty sure you won't do it, but here's a moment of reflection. That self-made man shit should be buried on one of your construction sites, because no one does anything alone. If you genuinely care about the men and women that work for you, you will realize that you are not self-made. You had help, a collective thought process, if you will. And then you will take more reflection and see whether or not those values that you love so much, the ones that I'm pretty sure probably come from the Bible, that Jesus guy, try living more like him. Instead of living more like the evangelical warrior Jesus, who slays and kills, doesn't care. Think about your family's welfare. Think about the money that you use to pay your bills and things of that nature. Now ask yourself this question. How easy would it been for you to do all of this without those same people you voted against? If at the end of this you think you still are a self-made man and you did this all on your own and this, that, and the third, then that's fine. I wish you good fortune in the bankruptcies to come. But if, at the end of this, you suddenly realize that the criminals that you want out and the hard-working people that you want in are the same to one person or 2 people, maybe you won't vote for them. Either way, as we always have said since November 5th of 2024, you got exactly what you voted for. Good job.
I don't understand it either. It's not what I voted for. I voted for the criminals to be removed, 100%.
Did you know that there's really only about 4 ways to legally immigrate to this country? Did you know that there is a cap on the number of green cards that they hand out each year? Do you know that there's a limit to the number of refugees that we accept each year? That there are specific guidelines for seeking asylum in this country? Do you know that there is a limit for countries' immigration to the United States, and that the caps on the immigration include worker visas? Do you know any of the specific worker visas? Do you know the obligation not only for the person applying for that visa, but the person hiring that applicant? Do you know why some people have issues with them? For example, why some farmers don't like the H-2A, or shouldn't say don't like, the changes they would like to see for H-2A visas for farm workers? Like, do you know that there is a massive backlog for visa applications, court dates, timelines? Do you understand why the immigration system needs an overhaul? What's broken about it? What's backlogged? Like, I'm curious to know what y'all think the immigration fight has been about for the last 15 to 20 years in this country. What do you think George Bush was trying to do in 2007? What do you think Barack Obama was trying to do in his administration? That's the closest we ever came to comprehensive overhaul of the immigration system in this country. And that was scuttled by John Boehner, who was Speaker at the time, who refused to bring that bill to the floor for a vote. And he says to this day that is one of his single biggest regrets as Speaker. Like, why do you think the DACA program was created? What do you think happened there? Did you know that statistically, immigrants, including undocumented immigrants, commit less crime than native-born U.S. citizens do? Do you know what the background checks look like? What it entails? Did you know that there's a difference between like committing a crime in a criminal court and immigration court, which is civil, which means that the federal government is not required to provide an attorney for immigration courts, that if you cannot afford an attorney, you have to represent yourself? Did you know that it includes children, that there are kids as young as 3 and 4 years old who are representing themselves in immigration court? Did you know that since 1996, the U.S. has deported about 94,000 U.S. veterans? Why do you think after Donald Trump won in November, the 2 largest prison companies in the United States saw a huge bump in their stock? Why do you think corporations have not pushed for a more streamlined system for getting people legal status for workers in the United States? Because here's the thing, just because you didn't think Donald Trump was actually going to do what he said he was going to do does not mean this isn't what you voted for. Because it is. Like, the signs on the floor of the RNC didn't say just criminals. It said mass deportations now. That's this. You are getting what you voted for. Lying to yourself is not the same thing as being lied to. Because there were so many people telling y'all that this is exactly what this is going to look like. This is exactly how this was going to go. This is what you voted for. And it's great that you're like now coming to the realization that it's staring you in the face, that you can't avoid it, that like this is awful and this is not what you want. But like, it still seems a lot like lip service. What are you doing to show people that you mean that? Because to be honest, there's so many things in your video that indicate you don't really know anything about the immigration system in this country. What's wrong with it, why it's flawed, the changes that it needs, what's it's going to take. Like, this is why it's so frustrating to try and have these conversations with y'all. And remembering to be kind and patient in those conversations. Because this has been a fight that so many people have been fighting and advocating for years, but especially last year. The amount of people who were saying, screaming from the rooftops, what this is going to look like, what this is going to do. And y'all actively chose to ignore those people. You know, you said in your follow-up video, I just don't understand why we can't come together. Great question. You tell me. Because the time to do that was last November and you didn't take the opportunity. So like, to come on here now and say that this isn't what you voted for, of course you're going to get some anger and pushback. Like, we're here now. There's no going back and like changing it and undoing it. We're here. It's working to fix it moving forward. And what are you doing to help facilitate that change? To let this administration know that this is unacceptable, that you won't go along with this. Like, what immigration organizations do you follow? Do you pay attention to? How about, do you follow any unions? Because they've been also have been great about, like rapid organizing, telling people how it is that they can help to protect immigrant communities. Have you called any of your legislators? Ashley Moody, Rick Scott, I don't know who it is for you up in Tampa. It could be any 3, 4, depending on where you're at. Have you called them? Do you know you can contact the White House? Have you done that? Like, have you showed up to any protests? Like, what is it exactly that you're doing to show people that this is unacceptable and that you won't tolerate this? Because I'm going to be honest, getting online and tagging Donald Trump and saying this isn't what you want is lip service. It doesn't mean shit. He didn't give a shit. He does not care. So you want to show people that you really want to come together and you want a solution to this? How about try listening to the people who've been fighting for that solution for a very long time now? And the first step in that is acknowledging, admitting, owning up to the fact this is what you voted for. That you had a hand in facilitating what is currently happening. That is step number 1.
Seriously, lovelies, anytime I see some MAGA supporters having emotional breakdowns, sharing their thoughts on this present administration and how disappointed that they are, the one thing that keep on going through my mind is the fact that, is it that these people never saw this coming, or they actually saw this coming and they thought that orange man was joking. Like, this man practically put out his policies out there for everyone to see, for everyone to get themselves educated on it, for everyone to actually know exactly what he wanted to do, which he was so open, he was so transparent, he was so, you know, I believe that whatsoever thing that is going on right now is exactly what he wants, and is exactly what people should expect. So many of these people coming out to cry out, it's so funny that you knew exactly what he was going to do, but because of, so many ups and downs, will I even call it anti or regencies and all of it, but you went ahead to still vote him in, and now he is doing exactly what he has promised that he was going to do. You are getting upset. Like, make it make sense. The handwriting was so boldly written on the wall. The handwriting was clear, was readable, but people decided that they were going to, vote against their own interest by, like, this is just so funny. I can really, I can still remember when Candace Owens were like, oh, Kamala Harris, oh my gosh, she's a woman. And I'm so shocked that she's all out here right now talking about how the present administration, oh my God, is so disappointing. This, as if she never knew this was going to happen. Oh, she's all out, talking about how disappointed the mega supporters are. Oh my God, like... One good thing about this whole thing is the fact that everyone is just having a taste of it. Everyone is just having a taste of it. Let's just imagine that this, the aftermath was only affecting some particular group of people. I don't think that people will come out to yell, to talk about how disappointing that they are. And so many people clamoring about impeachment and all of that. Like, this dude does not really look like someone that can be impeached. Like, he's so prepared. He is very, very prepared. Like, it took him all of everything to get himself there. So what makes people actually think that all of a sudden they want to just impeach him, then he will just stand up and move on with his life because he's impeached? That's why when people that looks like me were like, okay, you guys voted for this, deal with it. Like, deal with it for the next 4 to 5 years. And I heard somewhere, I think one or two stitches I saw, people were like, he's even planning to come for the third time. And I saw a stage where a sister was like, with everything that is happening right now, like with everything that is happening, mass deportation, things, farmers, like everybody having a taste of all of his shenanigans. If this man should come out again in the next 4 years that he won the contest, so many people will still vote him in. And that is the reality of life. That is the truth. So if people that look like me are minding their business, they know exactly why they are supposed to mind their business, because when they decide to come out to put their bodies out there on the front line, and at the end of the day they become the ones to get hurt, these people will still do what they want to do. People will still do what they want to do. People never learn. Like, just imagine farmers whom his previous administration affected negatively. Then when he came back for the second time, these farmers massively voted for him again. All because they thought that people that looks like me was going to go back to the field. How ironical. Like, you decided to forget about his previous records. Is because of your reasons or because of the entire blackness in you, and you felt that, okay, voting him in this time around even if it doesn't have any positive impact on you, it is going to give room for you to be in control again. This is exactly why so many people, especially these racist people, voted for him, because they feel that even if it's not going to benefit them, but one way or the other, it's going to give them empowerment to subdue people that looks like me. And now that all of their plans and wishes are not coming to reality, they are becoming so pissed. They are disappointed. They are so, anyways, this whole thing with FAFO, it's a lesson. It's a lesson to everyone that is affected or not being affected. In the sense that anytime people sees, someone like this, they really need to leave reasons aside, sentiments aside, and think thoroughly about themselves, about their society, their future, and everything they stand to protect. Because if they should think through all of those things and leave sentiments and reasons and trying to be in control and in charge, I think people will not be in the situation that they are right now. But no, people let so many things control them. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please, lovelies, if you don't subscribe to this channel, do you go a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, leave your thought on what you think, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.